Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there and age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about Jerome Powell not cutting interest rates for the third consecutive time. And what does that mean for the economy? Obviously, our president, Donald Trump, has been preaching for rate cuts. Right, for interest rate cuts. What would that do? That would allow the banks a little bit more wiggle room. They typically go 1 percentage point up and hold rates steady there. Right now, the banks have been holding interest rates far higher than where the rate is currently at. So the central bank has rates around 4.2 to 4.5%. So what does that mean? If a bank's really wanted to, they can go as low as 4.6%. and have mortgage rates at 4.6%. But obviously they want to make more money. And so, I mean, anything over 5.5%, they're truly winning right now because they can borrow money at 4.5%. And then they're lending it out for 5.5 or more. And right now rates are around, again, 6.9%. 5.9%, that range. So anywhere from 5.9 to 6.9 for a 30-year mortgage. With that being said, you're going to have a lot of people scared, and that's exactly what showed in the stock market after Jerome Powell held rates again for the third consecutive time. After their last meeting back in 2024 October, where they held rates and they had a consecutive hold on rates, there was no one who voted against bringing rates. No one who voted to bring rates down. Everybody said keep it steady, and for the last 3 meetings now, they have kept it steady. So what does that mean for the economy? Right now, people are focused on unemployment and job growth, and they're saying that the job market is solid. They're saying that the banks are solid, that the banks have prepared for rates to be held. And the truth is, the banks may have prepared for rates to be held. The truth is, the job market is not as solid as people make it out to be. And unemployment is worse than people make it out to be. You know, I've been blessed to have a stable job to where I am not someone who is worried about whether or not I'm going to have a job today or tomorrow. But the thing is that there are many people out here that, depending on the job you do, you hear it all the time that people are being laid off. You know, in the last 2 jobs or 3 jobs that I've had the privilege of working with people, not just working alone. And because of that, people tell me all the time, man, I've gotten laid off. I don't have an income right now. I am battling with this and battling with that. And there's so many reasons for them to not be able to get up and do what they need to do right now. But the thing about unemployment is that it only lasts for so long. And once you run out of unemployment and you're still jobless, you're no longer counted on the people who are unemployed. And so what happens to those unemployment numbers is they start to go down the more and more people lose jobs over time, right? I believe unemployment is like 6 to 12 months, depending on where you live. And so after that 12 months is up, if you still haven't found a job in over a year, you're no longer counted as jobless. You're no longer counted as somebody who doesn't have a job. And so those unemployment numbers definitely get skewed, right? They get skewed so much because people are not even showing up who don't have a job right now. They're looking for something, they're wanting something, they're needing to feed their families, and they don't have the means of doing so. And so what do they start to do? They start to sell everything. They start to try their best to, make things happen however they can. And so, people have been getting laid off now for about 2 years, if we're being honest. And so there are people who are still unemployed today that are just not showing up in those numbers. And so I can promise you, like during COVID, oh my goodness, when I tell you the job market was so hot, I mean fiery hot, because nobody wanted to work. I could find any job I wanted with the snap of my fingers. People were calling, blowing up my phone. I had 5 job offers a day. Okay? But now, if I were to get back into the job hunt, I can promise you that there is not as many jobs as it would seem. To be honest, I am shocked that a few companies started reaching out to me just last month, and I'm no longer seeking employment since February, right? And so I was shocked to see that there are bigger companies reaching out now, trying to gauge my interest and see if I'm even willing to, look at some of their job offers, look at some of their requirements. And they may be looking for the creme de la creme. They may be looking for the cream of the crop right now when they're doing their hiring searches. So it might still not be for just anybody to apply. They may be searching for that 1 or 2 person to fit a specific and unique role. And so just because a company starts reaching out and engaging interest doesn't mean that they're truly interested. Because some of the companies that have been reaching out to me lately, I've been shocked. And so that does tell me that the job market is starting to pick up a little bit of steam, but there are people who are not going to be able to get certain jobs, right? There are people who don't have the experience, don't have the courage, or even the wherewithal to apply for certain positions. And because of that, what's going to happen is sometimes you're your own worst enemy. You don't even know what you're capable of until you put yourself out there and you start to go after it. And so I say all that to say those unemployment numbers are a lie. It's absolutely a lie, and they've always been a lie. Because the only thing that you can look at is the least unemployment. That means the job market is truly booming. People can find a job any and everywhere. And there are companies trying to bid, trying to increase wages, trying to pay whatever they can in order to get somebody to work for them. And that doesn't always happen. That's not always the case. It truly depends on you, and it truly depends on the state of the economy and what the demand is for someone like you, right? And so even me trying to move up and get promoted within my business, I haven't heard back yet. And I've been applying, not too long, but, I've been applying. And so to say that, I say all that to say, if the demand was there, then I would hear back, just like I heard back from several other companies. But if the demand is not there, you'll be sitting on the shelf waiting for an opportunity, trying to stay afloat, trying to stay alive. And that's what a lot of people are doing right now. Maybe you're stuck at a job you don't like. Maybe you're stuck doing things you don't want to do. But you have to, because you understand where the economy is, right? If the economy was good, nobody would feel stuck in your home, stuck at a job, stuck, period, right? And so that's where we need to get out of. We need to feel more free within our daily lives. And in order to get there, there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And interest rates will have to drop at some point in order to get that moving in the right direction. Now, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.